Hello everybody, this is PotterBrony, and welcome to another blind reaction to some more of Buck Reviewers' Everything Wrong with videos. This time I have the other two that I left off, Everything Wrong with It's About Time and Everything Wrong with Pinkie Pride. Alright, let's just see what they have in store for us here. And starting the first video, Everything Wrong with It's About Time, in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the second time this season we've opened to the dream sequence, and it's equally pointless. Well, got to give them credit for consistency. How did Twilight's trotting downstairs wake Spike up?
Because it was pretty loud.
The month on the calendar appears to be 2 red bars? If Twilight is so obsessed with being organised, why has she left it till 4 days into the month to finish the schedule for it? Future Twilight addresses her past self as you, when technically she should say me or I. If these balloons are strong enough to carry Pinkie's weight, why don't they just use them to carry the bags? How did Twilight not notice she was wearing a false nose and glasses? All these ponies are facing in the same direction and are tightly bunched together, but in the next shot they are facing in different directions and spread out. And then in the shot after that they are tightly bunched together again. Most of these problems are things they probably should have addressed even without a warning from the future. Then what a Ponyville is so accident-prone in the mysterious Mare Duel. So, is this show set in the same world as Greek mythology? Is this tree hollow? Twilight, wouldn't it make more sense to send Fluttershy since she's the one who was able to tame him? Isn't this something Twilight would have done even without a warning from the future? Twilight actually had the right idea, but she tried not doing anything. Also, doesn't throwing Spike across the room technically count as doing something? What exactly did Spike do to make Twilight's mane look like this?
I don't care how it looks.
Burned it.
What?
No, this is the same mane cut as future Twilight.
Sounds to me like you care how it looks.
Oh, my fortune telling has nothing to do with my pinky sense, silly. It's only good for vague and immediate events.
That would have been more useful information in the episode actually about the Pinkie sense. This plum pot hits Twilight on the top of her head, but in the next scene the bandage is wrapped around her forehead.
Where did that even come from?
Hey Pinkie, quit doing my job for me.
See the bandage? Just like the bandage from the future.
Pinkie's not going to know that since she never saw future Twilight. Staring at the sun through a telescope that powerful would definitely have blinded Twilight in that eye. Is there really any reason for Twilight to bring Pinkie and Spike with her?
So that was a sin
about her baby
because...
dragon having stomachache, but she's not worried about him eating stuff off the floor.
I missed that.
A better question would be, how did a bookworm like Twilight, who grew up in Canterlot, not even know about it till now? If the sun is coming up, then technically it's been Tuesday morning for a while, and future Twilight never said when exactly on Tuesday morning she was from.
No more late night pacing.
I wouldn't call that pacing.
Pinkie, you're a genius.
No, she's not. She's a chicken. Twilight only travels back in time to give herself a warning because of her future self visiting her and giving that same warning. This is a bootstrap paradox. Spike has spent almost the whole episode...
That was the whole point of the episode.
Cake only kick in now. Hasbro.
So that wasn't a sin. Whatever. The stare. Okay, so that was Everything Wrong with It's About Time. Yeah, let's just get into the next one and... crap, hang on. Phone call. Just gonna edit this out. Sorry about that. Most inopportune time for a friggin' phone call. Alright, so... let's just get started with Pinkie Pride. Odd timing for a phone call, too, right after I was done recording. Alright, so... Everything Wrong with Pinkie Pride by Buck Reviewer, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Is there any logical reason why this episode starts out in Appaloosa? I get the need to introduce Cheese Sandwich and what he does, but why Appaloosa? It never struck me as a town that liked to throw parties, not to mention it's a reference to an episode that most fans didn't like that much. We're less than a minute
I love that
and
episode.
already pissed off most of the fandom. Weird Al.
Cheese.
Not a sin.
Cheese sandwich.
Matter of
Cheese Sandwich
opinion,
talks
but not
to
a sin.
himself out loud and refers to himself in the third person just so the audience can find out his name. Future marks are now GIFs apparently, complete with sound effects. Storyboard visible behind the background.
Well,
Theme
it's
is not
Cheese
the theme
Sandwich.
now because I'm not Little Shy. Also, I happen to like the theme. What exactly are these ponies looking out their doors for? Did they know Pinkie was coming? I swear Pinkie knows we are watching. Like, who else could she possibly be talking to?
Daddy streamers
And that's Pinkie, not a sin.
Not to see all these streamers in this vendor stand. This clock. I know Mare doesn't have a talent for city planning, but even she should be able to tell this clock is broken.
If I'm really gonna
Fair
make
enough.
this party fly.
Pinky secretly wishes she was a Pegasus. Diamond tiara. Bags can't hold liquid. Also, you got paint all over that brush.
Your biggest
Yeah, the handle and
That
everything.
really isn't her biggest banner. She's ripping you off, Pinky. Lens flare. There's no way
Some
Rainbow
bags
floating
can hold
there not
liquid.
moving.
going to be the funnest.
That should be a word, but it isn't, so it's still a sin. Pinkie pulls a cupcake out of nowhere. And don't tell me it's Pinkie Pie either. If any other pony did that, it would be a sin.
Now who's ready to
I'm
go?
gonna say it's Pinkie Pie, so screw you, man.
I am.
Was Cheese just standing there waiting for Pinkie to ask that just so he could make this dramatic entrance? If Cheese's
Of
cheesy
course.
sense sensed Pinkie, why didn't Pinkie's pinky sense sense Cheese?
Say that 10 times fast.
That was a fair point, but you didn't count that as a sin.
Any birthday.
Oh, you just did.
It's also the anniversary of when I moved to Ponyville.
Every one of her birthdays in Ponyville would also coincide with the anniversary of her moving. This year is not special. I don't think so, I know so cliche. Fuck gravity, I'm Weird Al.
Board of snacks, my favorite, Mom. How about a giant party bomb?
Explosives are somehow comparable to food in Equestria.
Dive into my fruit punch lake.
I'll give you that that's a pretty big bowl of punch, but it's nowhere near the size of a lake. After her triumphant
Small
return
pond,
2
maybe.
episodes ago, the animators now feel that Derpy is too central and not enough background.
Certified party pony?
That's right. That's my.
Pinky's face here implies she isn't certified. Is Pinky a scab party planner? If the party mafia ever find out, are they going to break her legs?
Judah.
Cheese pun.
None taken.
This wasn't a sin at the time, but it is now because it reminds me of a certain undervalued and underdeveloped character from a certain movie I saw. So is Pinky going Pinkamene here or not? The side of the banner affixed by Rarity is
Slightly.
knocked off by a balloon. I would have thought some pony whose career revolves around putting fabric together would have been able to put up a goddamn banner. Pinkie Pie is asked to help plan the party, but
Yeah.
turns the offer down.
Yeah.
Awkward silence. Twilight walks on Pinky's flowers. Why did they build a second and third story before the first story was done? Scratch that. How the hell did they do that? This Mare Foreman's pink hard hat is sexist. Pinky puts away her party cannon. Yes, that's just such an awful thing for her to be doing that it's worthy of a sin. Let's take off a sin
Fair
here
enough.
for Maud Pie being given a better setup than certain other new characters in this show. Twilight's surprise party had more guests than that. Vinyl Scratch is not in this photo. Yes, that's a sin now. Pinky makes the
Yeah.
sandwich purely for the sake of a pun. Derpy, I'm pretty sure that's not sanitary. Disappearing orange banner.
Who cares?
Best I've ever seen.
This is a lie. She has one that casts giant apples into the sky. There's no way she'd think that one is better. This ice sculpture looks like it would break very easily. Can someone give Applejack
Yeah.
some direction? She's looking into the camera. This camera angle doesn't work when you're shooting pantless.
Yeah, that's for
toys.
Pinkie Pie
I
to
don't
do.
think so. I know so cliche. Take 2. Why exactly do they feel the need to explain the idea of the loser of the contest not getting to do what the winner does? And why did Pine 6 find it so shocking?
It's already 3 o'clock.
Hey, the mayor got the clock fixed. Twilight reading the goof
How
off
about that?
notebook. Also, the idea that a nonsensical thing like a goof off needs rules.
I was ready before I was born.
That seems unlikely.
I think I'm a clone now.
I think I've seen something
crowd
like this
increases
before. I'm not
significantly,
sure.
even though no
I don't think
time
I've seen this before, though.
This crowd loops after 180 degrees instead of 360,
Put a little cheese in your knees.
even though they're on your feet. Wait, so after all the other times in this series when ponies pick things up with their hooves with no problem, suddenly now Pinky is having to use masking tape? Technically this could be seen as more logical, but it's still a sin for lack of consistency. Adding a third dimension out of nowhere is a sin in my book.
I like to make you smile, smile, smile. Yes, I do. It fills my heart with sunshine. All
Plagiarism. Where was the extended part of this party cannon being?
But that was the
Poor
joke.
Rainbow. Even James Franco can take comfort from the fact that it only happened to him once. What's Spike doing here? He didn't do anything. Did Cheese Sandwich plan to have Rainbow talk to Pinky before he showed up, just so he could make another dramatic entrance? And if he didn't, what was he planning to say to stop her leaving? So did he just wander around from town to town as a foal? Did he not go to school? And where are his parents? Shirley is just as old as Pinkie Pie. That means there's an 80s hair version of Pinkie Pie out there that we haven't seen, and I am not okay with that. According to this map, Cheese has visited...
Yeah, I'd like to see that
so
too.
wouldn't Twilight have known him? Awkward one-armed hug.
swear on Camembert.
Cheese pun take 2. Rainbow completely destroys this pinata by hitting it once. What the fuck are they doing
And
here?
how's that a
Alcohols are
sin?
rarity. This ending is brought to you by the J.J. Abrams School of Directing.
I never did get that pony's name.
Really? Then this
Oh, that cheese sandwich beat me.
was a really good guess. Hasbro.
That's a bad. That's a bad punishment.
This marks 24 hours of being stuck. I've been chipping away. I'm gonna keep warm and everything. I have about 150 milliliters of water left, which should keep me alive till tomorrow night, if I'm lucky.
Cause all I really need is a spot mobile from these happy friends.
Name.
Cheese sandwich!
You're goddamn right.
Alright, so that was everything wrong with Pinky Pride in 6 minutes or less. A lot of it, I would assume, is just a matter of opinion, and the fact that it was, I don't know, I guess kind of torn. A lot of the fandom was torn on that episode. I personally loved it, so I disagreed with a lot of the sins. The fact that he's sinning, the fact that it's Weird Al, not a sin in my eyes. But you know, to each their own. It was a funny episode. So yeah. I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'm just going to end this one here. Until next time, take care. Bye.